Good morning and welcome to Morning Moments. I'm so glad that you took the time to be with us this morning. I have a returning guest of Morning Moments. But by the way, I'm going to have down below there, you'll see it, her first interview with me. I have all the way from Canada via Pakistan, Hannah Ratnam. Welcome, Hannah from Canada.
Thank you so much, Andy. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
I wanted to talk to you to follow up how your project's going. You're working on a short movie and you're working on the next steps where Hannah's Dream's at. You've done short movies, but you also feel God's led you to do a long, full movie. And that's where you're in the process now of working. And I want you to share what some of your needs are so people know how to pray for you, but also know how to help you. And there may be somebody out there right now listening to this that has got the talents and the heart to be able to help you out. So tell us a little bit about where you're at right now with your project.
We have done, I won't say we have, God has done a lot of work, and we have tried to do that with our gifts and talents. So thank God for all the volunteers. By God's grace, we have already almost 22 volunteers around the world, and they're helping Hannah's Dream project in everything and anything, you name it. Every third Saturday of the month, each month we join together, pray, and share who's doing what on the project. So that's how they are getting recognized. And I just thank everyone. And then with that, we share what we are going to do next. So the next steps are from 1.5 years now, we are in the development. By God's grace, things have moved. Hannah's Dream has received 23 awards till today around the world. And now what we have done a short movie, which is Hannah's Dream, I would say is mini Hannah's Dream movie. And with that, we also had a crowdfunding page. With the crowdfunding page, we will upload that short movie. And that's going to be launched very soon because that's our first crowdfunding page for Hannah's Dream to make the feature film.
Now, to get folks caught up who may not have heard the story and haven't listened to her first interview, Hannah had a dream about her church in Pakistan that there was going to be a attack on the dream, a terrorist attack. And that dream happened. It was unfortunately fulfilled, and there was a great terror that took place when that whole church was bombed. And from that dream that God gave her, a prophetic dream of that, she's now using that as well as other gifts and talents God's given her to be able to help the persecuted church. And not just in Pakistan, but the persecuted church all over too, we're looking at. So that's been the catalyst from a lot of her work. Is that correct?
That's right. So my dream was on 19 September 2013. When I had the dream, I had no clue where this is happening or what's going to happen. I had no clue. I just prayed, and then after 3 days, this happened in All Saints Church, Peshawar, Pakistan, which is very close to Afghanistan. So it's a part of one of the city there. And recently there was a big attack on Afghanistan. So Pakistan is on, as per Open Doors, on number 5, the most persecuted and serious persecution going on there. So this is, that time I had no clue what's going to happen, but as I prayed and as God led me to different directions, and with this awards and everything keep on happening, now people say this needs to be a movie, a feature film. So with the feature film, I'm just not focusing just to make the movie, but I'm also bringing out the true stories of those victims, because I have God's grace, I have connection there now, and I'm dealing directly with them, and I don't want to ignore their stories, and I want to bring them to the world now.
I often say everybody's got a story and there's somebody that needs to hear it. And this is an opportunity not only for you to tell your story, but many other stories in that terrorized and persecuted country that of Pakistan, and it's been going over on all around the world of this persecution. Uh, when with this full length movie, you've done the short movie. It's got, again, it's award winning short movie, but this full length movie that you're doing, you are looking for people to be help with editing. You're looking with for actors and actresses that could help with the GoFunding and the promotion of this. You're also looking for uh, some well-named singers to be able to sing songs. So there's a lot of needs out there, as well as not only you're looking at doing this movie, but one of the things that really thrilled my heart is that she's taking funding as well and giving it to families and people that she knows of, goes directly to people in need in Pakistan as well. Is that correct?
That's right. I have also a nonprofit organization which I made it in 2017. But again, when I was doing all these things, I just hear God's voice and just do it. And now I know this is so important to use that company. I also applied for charity number. If people will be officially paying, they'll get the donation receipts. But for now, I'm just sending it on my own because I can't give tax receipts with the nonprofit organization. But if God helps, if God leads you to do something, you're most welcome. I can give you a letter saying that you paid this much or recognize you some other way. But they are all directly in required of medical. There are families, their whole family was dead at that day. So there are kids who are left behind and there is nobody to take care, like how we have in Canada and America or other countries. We have orphan centers or SOS, and like there are so much benefit to children. It's not like that there.
No.
They don't get any support. They are not getting educated. They are not getting basic medical needs. They're not getting their funds or anything. They're staying with somebody and they're not taking care very well because they're not their own children. People are just doing whatever they can. So I'm trying to get a website created. I need somebody who can create a website and then we can put those stories. So somebody can take, sponsor an orphan, sponsor a widow, sponsor a family. Some people don't have money for rent. So they are just sharing with somebody's home in a corner. There are a lot of difficult things, very weird situation, I would say.
Yeah. And when you look at the list of the needs, I mentioned actors and actresses. You even have a need. We were talking about people with legal expertise to be able to help you with some contracting, be it Canadian law or United States law, to be able to maybe some pro bono to say, I want to help this out, and I want to help reach these folks for Christ, and also not only reach them for Christ, but also meet a physical need. We hear something that happens, an explosion, somebody dies, and then the next tragedy that takes place, and the next tragedy that takes place. But the outcome of what happened back then years ago, there are still those orphan needs for years to come, folks.
Yeah.
And so that's been the heart of Hannah and others in our organization, to be able to help the persecuted church. This was a church that was persecuted,
Mm,
purposely blown up
yeah,
because it was a Christian church, and
right.
and it was a direct result of terrorism.
That's right.
And so you may have some of those talents, needs, or know somebody that does. Another reason I had Hannah come back on. Often we hear people say, "Oh, pray for Ukraine. Oh, pray for Pakistan. Pray for Afghanistan," but we don't know how to pray and what the specific prayers should be. And that's one of the reasons I wanted Hannah to come on as well, is to talk about the power of prayer and what specifically we could pray for. Would you think of Pakistan?
My own experience, when I had the dream, I just prayed. I had nothing else to do because I was new to Canada. My daughter was very young and I was not working. So I did not had money even to do any help with anybody. So I just sit down in corner and prayed for almost, I think 5 years. I prayed, just prayed daily, every morning, 4 o'clock, getting up and interceding for the persecuted church. And I don't know when God heard my cry, when he started opening the doors, when Hannah's dream took birth, all these awards start coming in, people from around the world start coming in. I think the prayer opened a lot of doors for me.
Absolutely.
And when I had the dream, I had no idea that this is going to be a feature film. I had
Yep.
no clue about that. So maybe God knows. I don't know at that time, but God knows his plans. But someone has to sit down in the gap, stand and pray. That was my job. And I'm still doing that job. I may not be able to do like 4 hours the way I used to do before, but maybe I just pray 1 hour, or maybe in the car on my way to work, or maybe even in my shower, I'm talking to God and I said, Lord, this is still not done. This is still missing. This is still something I need. Can you please send somebody to help me? So that's how God listens to prayer wherever you are. And I'm requesting that if you can, I'm looking for 24/7 prayer chain now.
Yeah.
So everybody, whoever is anywhere, you just take 5 minutes of your day, sit down quietly and pray for the persecuted church, for their physical, mental, emotional, financial needs. And if you can pray for people who can be sponsoring them, that is my specific prayer.
So some of you are going, I don't know what I could do. Can you pray 5 minutes? Can you just pray 5 minutes? So that's what, one of the things I want to be very specific today, because sometimes people say real vaguely, just seek God. And we've often said, seek God, God will tell you where the needs are. Well, I'm telling where there's need right now. We need somebody to pray for 5 minutes. If you could pray for 5 minutes, get a hold of Hannah, get a hold of her organization and say, hey, let's start with prayer. I want to be part of that prayer chain. She's in Canada. I'm in the United States. We're talking about Pakistan. There are people all around the world. I've been involved in those calls she's talking about on Saturday. And what a wonderful connection to have people from all over the world uniting and networking together with a cause of presenting the gospel and seeking what God has for us to be able to come against the attack the enemy has had on the persecuted church. Very good. Is there any other thoughts that you had? I'm looking to see if I covered everything that we talked about. I think I did. Anything else that you could think of, Hannah?
For Saturday, if anybody has done even little bit work on the project, I personally thank them, and I'm giving a platform where I recognize their gifts and talents, because God has given every one of us something. When we were created, he put some gift in that, some talent is there. So I am meeting people, I'm so impressed, and they're voluntary, helping me doing this project. So they just think that even if I just spend maybe tithing of my time, which is 2.5 hours a day, they just spend that with me, praying, helping the project, writing music, composing music, making short movie, making a teaser, trailer, something they're doing. I don't know how God is leading them, but they are so patient with me, with the project, and we are working 24/7. So if you have gifts, if you have talents, you feel that you can even contribute your half hour. I'm not asking 2.5 hours, maybe once a week even. I'm okay with that too.
There are some of you that have the skills of editing and producing and other things that in the film industry, and you are starting out and you're looking for some IMDb credits. And if you are in that industry, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're looking for some credits. Here's a way to get some. volunteer to do this work and get some credits behind your name that'll help you one day get paid for. But sometimes you got to do the work. And this is an opportunity. Think of this as an opportunity, not only to meet some of your needs, but meet the needs of a great cause of what Hannah's doing. I just want to put that out there so people could think about it that way as well.
I will also recognize by taking their exclusive interview, putting on all my channels. And if they really want to continue regularly working, then I'll put them as a team member. We'll be in the budget and the film. When we are making the film, if you are also a part of any specific area, if you're doing that job, then you will get paid in the end too, because end of the day, we will all make money on this movie. So that is there. So I might not be able to pay right now, but there is a lot of incentives connected to that.
I was brainstorming and sharing with Hannah. We message and talk to each other quite often. And I said, I'm not sure what I could do. I'm not sure what I could do. I thought, let's get her back on Morning Moments. And that's what I can do. Get your name out there and do my part in getting this project out there so others could hear it. Thank you so much, Hannah, for coming back to Morning Moments. I really do appreciate you returning as a guest.
Thank you so much for giving me once more the chance to talk about the Hannah's Dream Project. And all those who are listening, I really want you to come and help us doing this together as a body of Christ.
Thank you. And as usual, when this interview is over, take the time as soon as this interview is over, find a place and pray for Hannah, and that God would continue to touch her and bless her and fulfill what God's called her to do, the passion that God's given to her, and pray for her, and keep coming back for some more Morning Moments, and may God richly bless you. Thank you all.
Thank you.